This is a place.
This is the place?
This is a place. We want to talk about. This is a place.
Thank you for listening to This is a Place podcast. My name is Brandon.
My name's Nate.
My name's Matt.
And we want to wish everyone National King Kamehameha Day.
What? Kamehameha.
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 You sound so thrilled saying that. National King Kamehameha Day.
None of you know Dragon Ball Z?
No, I do not,
Kamehameha. That's like the yell. So it's named after a king in Africa? No? America? Who's King Kamehameha?
$6.99 large two-topping pizza.
Nate.
Come on, Nate.
No playing on your phone during Zoom calls. I'm gonna write you up.
Hold on. You guys are
Shows how
too young.
engaged he is during
You
our
guys are too
meetings.
young for this.
What did you just play?
That's from Police Academy 4.
Oh, yeah. Michael Winslow.
So yeah, that was Hightower dressed up as
Oh.
a video guy in the back with David Spade is one of the cadets. Anyways, we used to like hum that or sing that all the time as kids. We're yumma yumma yumma.
I love those movies.
Never seen him.
Bobcat Goldthwait
Oh yes.
is the greatest. Oh my gosh. Him screaming at the door and the door falling down. I think I was in tears laughing so hard when I saw that.
We would get out of the pool anytime we went swimming and go, my Mickey Mouse watch.
Mickey, no!
You get my Mickey Mouse watch. Whatever he says.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. That's a great movie.
Okay. I didn't think you guys would even know, so
I don't.
but Matt is a little bit more in tune with the cool kids.
That's where I learned about Michael Winslow. He's the guy, Brandon. He makes all the sound effects with his mouth.
The guy from Spaceballs.
Yep.
And he was recently on America's Got Talent a couple years ago.
Yep.
Very
Trying to make a
nice.
comeback.
Have you not ever seen The Office where Michael's trying to be him from, he's like, now when he's
Police
doing
Academy?
the speech with Dwight's public speech, and then he pretends to be Michael Winslow from, anyways, good times.
Anyways, King Kamehameha Day is a pretty big deal in Hawaii and falls on June 11th to celebrate this great king. And so there you go.
Okay.
Go celebrate.
I think we should go to Hawaii to celebrate.
Ooh, I like it. There were some other cool days, but that one I wanted to say it. I just wanted to say it. So that's why we got the
And you said it.
I said it.
You said it.
And you know what? We just got to get to our topic today because it's really important. This is probably Matt's most anticipated episode of the Lagoon Summer episode series. I am very fond of this as well, I'm gonna say. So let's dig right into it. Today we're talking about defunct rides at Lagoon. Rides, let's say rides and attractions maybe, that we are not able to enjoy any longer. Because as we established in our last episode, Lagoon's been around for a dang long time. And that means there's rides that I don't think we have any original rides from when Lagoon opened.
Roller coaster. Well, okay. How original is that?
Lake Park, obviously. We're not going to have any.
The carousel.
The carousel was originally at Lake Park? Okay. So we've got maybe one OG ride from opening.
Oh, from Lake Park. I see. I don't think from Lake Park.
Maybe not from Lake Park. Maybe opening Lagoon in the location it's in today, the carousel only. So in that 100, what was it? Like 130 something years?
Yeah.
We have a lot of rides that went away. And it's a good time to talk about those rides. Now, there is a list, and I have to give him a shout out again, the Lagoon History Project is a great website, super comprehensive, gives us all the information we need. On the website, there's a breakdown of all current, maybe not all. I'm assuming a good majority of current and former attractions. Maybe there's one or two that skip the former, but it's pretty good. So I'd be surprised if some were missed. So long list of former attractions, and some do have a write-up and some don't. And obviously we can't go through all of them, but figured it'd be a good chance for us to talk about our favorite attractions that are no longer around. And I don't have this necessarily in order of chronology, but I figured we should start with maybe one of the more high profile defunct rides, and that is the Funhouse. Now, it's important to distinguish that there were two Funhouses. There was an original Funhouse that was first built around the 1920s, maybe even earlier, but it only lasted until 1953, which is a year we're still not going to talk about yet. And then a new Funhouse was completed in 1957, and that one lasted for a lot longer until 1990. So, to you, Nate, did you have a chance to visit the Funhouse?
I'm going to say maybe. I feel like I recall it. Like it seems familiar when I look at pictures, but you said 1990s when it shut down. So I would have been under 10 years old. Because I was 10 in 1990.
Okay, thank you.
If you can't do the math.
So you're 10. So there's a chance, and especially a Funhouse, probably a little more catered to the younger generations. So if you went to Lagoon during that time, it's likely you went on it. And there's videos you can find. We did find a video of footage of they had like a spinning wheel in the middle. So you can see a little bit what it looked like. But someone we had on the podcast a few years ago, John Smith, got to go into the Funhouse because there's still a portion of it standing. It's kind of the big sloping building that you can see if you're on a couple of rides, such as the chairs. What are the chairs called? The Sky Ride. You can still see that. So it's there's the slide, I think, is still standing. And it makes me wonder if they'd ever do something with it. I mean, it's just sitting there.
That was always my dream. I remember going with my mom, and she'd always tell us, like, that was a fun house and that was a slide. And in my mind, I thought the outside was a slide. Like, I thought you saw you were on the
top?
roof. Yeah, you're sliding down. That's what I thought. And I was like, oh, that's interesting. But something I love, I don't know why I get so excited about it, but when you go to Lagoon, the building's still there. So like it's the original building, and it's cool to walk next to it and tell your kids who do not care at all, like, this is the fun house, and they're like, well, let's
you
go
cared?
ride another ride. But I get excited about it. Yeah,
Maybe your kids do care.
maybe they do. So yeah, actually, last time we went, we were walking past the slushy section next to Whack-A-Mole. And I'm like, this used to be the fun house. So I'm curious, well, if it was 1990 and Terror Ride should have been in there around the same time, like, did Terror Ride remove part of the fun house, or is that when
Is that where it is?
is that when they opened Fun House or Terror Ride and closed Fun House? It's part of the same building. It's all like the same building. So
No, because Terror Ride's been around for a lot longer than 1990.
that's what I'm saying. So like when they opened the Fun House, did they have to close off portions for Terror Ride?
Oh, I don't know.
So I don't know.
Good
But yeah,
question.
I love, and you've already said it, but Lagoon, the Lagoon Project, lagoonhistory.com, is an incredible website, and there are awesome pictures of what it used to look like. So it looks very familiar. Although if you look at the picture, the parking lot goes like right up to the funhouse. So, but yeah, same building still there. And then of course they've added the facade at the top of there for the Terror Ride, but Yeah. I just realized if we're gonna get through all of these, we can't linger.
But we have to talk about a few more things about the Funhouse. Number one,
Absolutely.
the monkey band, probably your favorite part, Matt.
Yeah. I wonder if they moved.
Oh, of
Yeah, it says
course.
mechanized
Mechanized.
monkey band,
Mucky band.
mucky
They
band,
also had a laughing Sal, which
which is amazing.
amazing.
I think that what do they have, like one of those left in the U.S.?
One or two, yeah. If you're into like the whole cuck craze, they had a spectator area.
Into the what, Chris?
Nate doesn't know.
If you wanted to just watch, not participate, but just watch,
Okay.
you could sit on a chair and watch people have fun. There was an obstacle course,
Nate, I want to
crazy
know.
years, which are fun, slides.
Nate, do you know what a laughing Sal is?
A laughing Sal.
Yeah.
I feel like I've heard it before, but
I've got a YouTube short on it. I could send it to you.
okay.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Brandon does. It's actually pretty cool.
It was one of my most viral
I forgot about
YouTube
that one.
shorts.
Yeah.
Just as we were blowing up and Matt blew up the podcast. Anyway, there was a whirlpool, the roulette wheel, revolving barrels. Just a fun time. Things were known to get a little crazy in the fun house. Probably a long list of injuries and mishaps, as it says here on the websites. They added a ball pit to make things a little smoother. But yeah, anyway, it still remains in, as we mentioned, portions of it, but something we may never see again at Lagoon, but one that's fun to reminisce about and hear mostly our parents tell us about.
I'm just looking at one of the
What?
pictures when it was completed in 1957, and it says 5 stories high. It is the highest slide in the world. So I don't know if that's true or not, but that's
Pretty high.
5-story slide. Highest slide in the world is pretty cool. I think it'd be cool if they even if they didn't open it, if they just repainted that on the building.
Just let us go down the slide. That's all we ask. It
Yeah,
doesn't have to be a full fun house.
I agree. Okay.
Next on the list, number 2 of 13. So we're not on a good. We're in
start.
trouble. This one is one that really appealed to me. Opened in 1959 and closed in 1971. A former use of the lagoon itself, and it was called Showboat. And it's basically a mini version of the Mark Twain at Disneyland. So we love that. Or the Riverboat restaurant that we've talked about on the podcast before. I love me some riverboats. Love to go on riverboat gambling trips. Just do guy stuff, you know? And
That was a good joke.
and yeah, this would have been a really fun thing to do. I think they should bring back.
The forced perspective is hilarious. How they try to the scale of it.
It's very small.
It's very small.
Very like
Like
it's like a Jungle Cruise size ship, but made to look as if it's a big showboat.
yeah, the big towers at the top are
Yeah.
maybe 6 feet tall, maybe. Like there's somebody standing next to it and they're hunched over and they're almost taller than it. So yeah, very small. But that is really cool. I've actually never seen that. Did not know that existed. That's why I love this website. There's so much.
There's so much. Just you could spend hours on this website. I mean, the work
And
that's
we
been put
have.
in. We have.
Yeah, we really have.
Is
But
this a two-parter episode? We're gonna do two
might
parts?
it might have to be. Let's move on. Showboat's cool, but we gotta keep moving. I know this one is a personal favorite of the two of you. One that I was terrified of and was not happy. I was happy to see it leave, even though I was probably 5 or something. The flying carpet, or I'm sorry, flying carpet.
The 1001 knocked. I don't even know how you say it. That's what was all those light bulbs at the top. It says 1001 NACHT.
This one, you guys both have very fond memories of it. Anything
Yeah,
you want to say?
I love the lights on it.
Oh, what year did it go down? Sorry.
It went down in 1999.
Yeah.
Crazy. Really?
It's
Huh.
funny. My memory of it has been altered because similar rides you see to this, people are facing outwards now. And so in my mind, my
Mm,
memories was of that, but it's not. It's not like that. It was like the tidal wave
I
where you're
remember.
facing inwards
Each
towards
other,
each
right?
other.
Yep.
It was a stressful moment when I probably only rode it once in my life, and I was very stressed about it. I was crying on the ride.
Yeah.
It is pretty intimidating for. Yeah, I agree. It was.
And it's where the samurai is now, right?
Correct.
Hmm.
Yep.
Which originally I thought, ooh, good trade. Because I loved the samurai when it first came out, but I'm not as big a fan of samurai as I used to be.
I almost never go on the samurai, and I
Well, I
like
don't
the
go because it
samurai.
takes too long.
Yeah,
It takes too long to get on, and the ride's like 30 seconds long.
Yeah.
So I'd rather have the magic carpet or the flying carpet. Sorry,
and they
bring it
had
back. They
there
got space for it
were
now.
yeah, yeah, why not? There were remnants of it for many years after the fact, which is always fun to think about. You still could have seen it in the boneyard north of the park, but they're gone now, obviously.
Teasing you. I have memories of like they had like a genie standing on one end, similar to tidal wave where they have the pirates standing on the boat. I believe there was a genie on standing on one end. This is my memory. It could be wrong.
It sounds familiar to me. I can't see anything that talks about that, but
I'm looking it up really quick because there's a video also where you can see it for. There it is. Yeah, there's a genie
okay.
standing on the end
Is
there.
it
Oh,
wearing a shirt?
there's a giant genie in this standing in the center.
That might be
Like a
what I kind of remember that. Can you send it to
yeah.
me?
Um, this is on the website.
I didn't see it.
If you scroll down on Flying Carpet, it's the video.
Oh, in the video. Okay.
Yeah, in the video, and it's a giant, a pretty big genie.
I don't see the
Um,
video.
Let me see.
Oh, it's blocked. That's why.
Here, I'll share my screen really quick. You can take a gander. Oh wait,
It's okay. I'll
Okay,
look at it a
sure.
bit later, but there was a genie on it.
move on. Yeah, so I do remember that part, and I feel like there were. Oh, maybe not. Never mind. Moving on.
Next, we have the Rolo planes, which Matt wanted to talk about.
Yeah, I feel like me and my brother would always go on the Rolo planes after doing the what's the one they still have with this the where you're spinning
Rocco?
Rocco, yeah, whatever it is. So yeah, the Rolo plane,
Yeah,
I can
Rocco
like
plane.
I hear the noise. I can hear the noise. It's like a buzzing, like
Mm.
like as it would go around. So you'd sit in a capsule, and that would spin while the whole arm was spinning around. And it's funny because I read the history on this to see if this was true, and I couldn't find anything. But I have a strong memory of standing in line with my brother when we were younger, and there was a dad and son in front of us, and the dad goes, just matter of factly, like, now do you remember how many people have died on this ride? And the son was like, yeah, there was an accident. And like, I remember hearing this and being like, what the heck? And then we just got on and rode. I looked, there was an accident. Nobody was hurt, but that was in 2002.
When it bent.
Yeah, it bent, but anyway, no longer there. The
I don't
kangaroos
think I
are
ever
there.
went on it. Are the
Oh, I
kangaroos
loved it.
there? Did you guys check
I think the kangaroos are in that area.
that they're still there?
Kangaroos.
Oh yeah. Yes,
Yeah,
kangaroos
yeah.
are still there.
They
there's
were on
a-
our ride, right, Matt?
The picture,
Yeah.
you guys stink. The picture shows that there's flowers where the planes were now. If you scroll down.
Oh, so okay, yeah, that's right. And it does say that is the smoking section. So there's the bench there to
He
smoke.
traded the Rolo plane for smoking section. That is the best trade in the world.
Yep.
Moving on, we've got Autopia. What was it called?
Oh, sorry, it's the Speedway. Speedway Senior.
Speedway Senior.
Man, I got to drive this once. The last season in like October before it shut down. I was tall enough but I could barely even reach the pedal. I was like leaning all the way back, sticking my leg out. But I have
Oh yes, I love this ride. Wait, it's not around anymore? Oh, this is the one that was up kind of by the roller coaster.
yep, where Spider is now.
Yeah,
I can remember the smell of the gas or whatever they used. I think it was gas, and also have memories of the trolls that would drive there during Frightmares.
I don't have memories of that, but I do
And I
remember
was-
driving this.
It was pretty loud too, wasn't it?
Yeah, probably as loud as Autopia at Disneyland. So yes, when you scroll through and see the pictures, it's
I
very
really
nostalgic of do not bump.
I really wanted to fill up the gas. That was what I thought I'd get to do, but obviously never got to.
Mm.
There's a video of me riding this ride. I have to go
Oh, that's pretty cool.
have to go and dig that out, but probably the same trip when I cried on flying carpet.
So at this point in the video, you had a wet spot on your pants.
No, I think flying carpet was the last ride I rode.
Oh, okay. And besides, you bought those pants that way. CalicoCutPants.com.
Yes. This one is a quick one. It's notable that Lagoon used to do this thing where they'd rent rides for a year. And there were 3 rides they rented in consecutive years. They had one in 1984 called Whirlwind, one in 1985 called Cyclone, oh, and one in 1982 called UFO. And I just think that's such a fun idea that they would bring in a ride for 1 year and then it was just gone. A fun idea, also kind of a sad one.
This looks terrifying. I'm looking at Whirlwind.
UFO looks pretty cool too.
Are they all similar rides?
UFO
Is it-
kind of looks like
Oh, okay. This is like the ride from the Sandlot.
Sandlot.
Mhm.
Yeah. Maybe that's
I was
what
going
they
to say, maybe
used.
that's what they used.
No, that was filmed at the fair.
Oh,
But
we can dream. And what
anyway,
was the other one? Whirlwind, Whirlwind UFO, and what?
Cyclone.
The Cyclone.
And there were some others that were there for a few more years, but only 3. Like TriStar was only there for 1979 to 81. And then TriStar was back again for 86 to 90.
Oh, I see this little graphic here. I think the most terrifying one probably for me, well, the Cyclone's crazy, but
TriStar's crazy. That one looks scary too.
man, they should bring this back.
Yeah, bring it back. That's what I'm saying.
The TriStar. I'm looking the TriStar up now. Oh yeah, okay. So these are like classic, like carnival rides, style rides. But I'm telling you, Whirlwind, it looks huge, but then I realized it's next to it. It makes Jetstar look. Oh yeah, Jetstar too. It makes Jetstar look tiny, but I think that's just the angle of the picture. Sounds pretty cool. That one, I mean, Whirlwind for the listeners that aren't looking at this, it looks like tidal wave, but it goes all the way around, and you're in basically a cage.
Mhm.
So, also, we will mention this at the end, but at any point, if we'd mention a ride you remember or love, let us know. Text us.
Are we missing out on any that you want to talk about, Nate?
I think the flying carpet's the only one that I really
Had
have we
fondness
talked
for?
about. Wait, are you going to get to it? But
Or ones that have gone recently, more recently?
Mhm.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
What about Speedway, Nate? I feel like you were the prime age for that ride.
I never. It costs extra money to do, right? So I'm not going
Mm-mm.
to pay for
Oh no, not that one.
Speedway.
Nope.
Which one
No.
was Speedway?
Oh,
It was.
where the
It's
spider
kind of
is.
like a little car ride. Like
Wait,
I-
wasn't there like a more advanced, like I thought that's what you're talking about, the more advanced, like
the drag race cars.
yeah.
We'll get to that.
Okay, I thought that's what it was.
Speedway Senior was
Oh, well, okay.
it was like a kid ride. You could go riding it as an adult, but it was more for kids, I think. And it was up behind the white roller coaster.
Right.
Kinda drive through the
I thought that's where
mountains.
the Speedway, the faster cars was. That was more toward
Mhm.
where Beer Garden was, right?
I think
No,
that's where Cannibal is.
yeah, where Cannibal is where the drag cars were. It's
Maybe
where
it was.
it was right next to the go karts.
Hmm. Interesting.
The
I
cannibal
don't
store is.
recall. Maybe
I'm
I
sure
did.
you
I don't
did.
recall. I'm probably
Look at the
when I
pictures.
was
You might
younger.
remember.
When I was younger, I was terrified of roller coasters,
So this would have been right
and
up your alley.
I had nightmares about ski lifts. So the whatchamacallit, sky ride scared the crap out of me. And I would ride. It's funny. I would ride the white roller coaster, and I would do flying carpet, but I wouldn't do Colossus. I was freaked out about
I wouldn't go
Colossus.
upside down either. I hated going upside down as a
That
kid.
my all my siblings, or just my older brother, older sister, would like try to talk me into going to Colossus, and I wouldn't do it. So yeah. So my two fears as a child was roller coasters and roller skating. It scared the crap out of me.
Look how far you've come.
Yeah.
My guess is that you rode that ride all the time, but it's all that all the gas, huffing all that gas. You probably
Forgot.
you've just forgotten it.
I just remember how loud it was over there. But then you're right. I probably thought it was the drag because it's not super far away, right? And it wasn't.
It was on a track.
Okay.
So, but the wheels were wider than the track. So you would steer it, but you could not
So you could
steer it
still
off.
you could still get whiplash, right?
Yep.
From
You'd
side to
bounce
side.
back and forth. Yep. That's
Okay.
right.
I don't remember writing that one, but maybe we did. I'm sure every time I left Lagoon as a child, I was, what's the word? Traumatized by it. So I would forget what it ever happened. And we didn't go. I think we went once a year with my cousins to Lagoon. I love the flying carpet. No, I didn't. Actually, it won't scare the crap out of me, but.
All right, moving on. These two kind of blend together. Or the kind of three of them that blend together. We've got the Ghost Train, which was quite short-lived attraction. Didn't last more than, a couple of years. Well, a little over 10 years. There's only one picture of it, but it was the first haunted dark ride in Lagoon. And so I'm really sad that we don't have it anymore. But something happened in 1953 and it's gone.
It was a pretzel ride, which is a big deal to our amusement park enthusiasts. A pretzel amusement ride.
Oh, is that a company?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah, New Jersey. Cool.
From New Jersey.
So the pretzel ride, Ghost Train went away in 53, and Spook House or the Temple of Terror replaced it. So those ones kind of get lumped together. Temple of Terror, Spook House. But that was what preceded it. Instead that I guess it's probably in the same spot where the Terror Ride is now. So I don't know how much of what Terror Ride is came from Spook House and Temple of Terror. It looks like every iteration of it has had some sort of creature looking out at you, like a skeleton.
And it has that painting, which makes so much sense for Temple of Terror.
Mm-hmm.
I was talking to my kids last time we went, and I was like, I don't understand what this painting has to do with Terror Ride. That's really cool. So that's the original painting that when you're waiting in the line for Terror Ride,
Yeah.
that was for Temple of Terror.
And it was kind of Egypt based. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's cool. It sounds amazing. I wish I could go on it.
And one of these, what was it? Temple of Terror, and what was the other one you said?
Spook House.
Spook House. Oh, I can't find. I swear one
there's
of
another
these.
one. Sorry. The Haunted Shack.
Oh, Haunted Shack. Okay, one of these had the original like gorilla.
Yeah.
That was it.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Haunted Shack is the one I was like, where's all the details? Haunted Shack is amazing.
Yeah.
It looks like an old shack. It was kind of in like Kittyland, looks like?
Yeah, I think it's over in that area.
It had a skeleton playing a piano on the top floor. So cool. Oh, there's like a film. I can't watch it right now, but yeah, that had that big gorilla that is it still in Terror Ride? The gorilla?
No.
Or did they put it in Dracula?
It was in Dracula's castle and it's not there anymore, so.
I wonder where's the gorilla? They've Harambeed the gorilla, huh?
Can you imagine what's the well ride called? Blubby?
Bulgy.
Bulgy?
Blippy the well.
Bulgy. These kids are on Bulgy, and if you look at the picture, the kid's looking back at the haunted shack, and he's probably terrified. They're like, "Oh, I don't want to ride Bulgy this time because it's right next to it. It is in Kittyland, like right next to the little kid
Yeah.
rides, and there's
Oh,
a
it looks
skeleton.
so cool though.
I would have been so scared to go over there and see that gorilla,
Me
King
too.
Kong,
Oh
I should
man.
say.
Yeah, it's sad this one's gone. But again, probably pieces of it ended up in Telluride. Says it would later be used in Telluride and Frightmares. Oh, let's talk about the gorilla. So parts of it ended up in other rides, but was replaced by the Carousel Plaza food outlet in 1981. Dang
Yeah.
shame. But you wouldn't have been able to go on this one, Nate, because it was pre 1980, but 1966 to 1980. So around for a while.
Just missed it.
Next we have we'll lump
Wait.
these two together.
So sorry. Maybe Nate. Maybe that's where you were conceived. We don't know, right? So you could have been part of that history.
That's a good point. Good point.
Okay, Brandon, go ahead and move on.
Putter around the park. Golf fun or putter around the park. This is one of my things that I miss the most about Lagoon
Yeah.
Defunct rides because this golf course was so cool. The one that we got to go to, of course, because there was a previous iteration that had kind of more, Statue of Liberty, a gator, a lighthouse, kind of more typical stuff, a steamboat. But the one we got to play, at least Matt and I don't know when this transition. It looks like 1980, so you didn't go on this one either, Nate. But the other iteration, Putter Around the Park, had small versions of rides at Lagoon. And giving me miniatures of things that exist in the real world is just one of my favorite things. So if you got a miniature tidal wave, miniature Dracula's castle, what else was on there?
The Ferris wheel.
The Ferris wheel, merry-go-round.
Was there a Colossus? I feel like there was some kind of roller coaster.
No, there was. Fire Dragon is what it's called. So it had 18 holes, the fun spot of Utah, roller coaster, basketball, gardens, Pioneer Village covered wagon. I remember that. Pioneer Village blacksmith, Bulgy the Well, Tidal Wave, Dracula's Castle, Wild Kingdom Train, rest in peace, Fire Dragon, Puff, merry-go-round, Speedway, arcade pinball, Ferris wheel, log flume, and skee ball. I mean, this was amazing. This mini golf.
Yeah, but it cost money, and that was the downfall.
Cost money. Yep. And now we have Jumping Dragon to replace it.
Hey, that's a pretty good. It's pretty good.
It's a good ride, but I miss the golf. So the golf closed in officially 2008. So I can't believe that's crazy. I thought that it was sooner than that, but no more fun times at the mini golf.
Yeah. I think I only did it a few times because it cost money. And we just didn't have that. We would show up to the park.
We spent all this money and we didn't have any money left.
Yeah, I'm not even kidding. I don't think we got food at the park. We would pack food. I'm pretty sure. Like we never ate at the park. We never got a drink at the park. You drink the salty water there. Ew. So we didn't go with extra money. So I did this maybe a few times.
I maybe did it twice. Maybe.
Okay, then I probably did it 3 times then.
And I definitely did it 4 times.
Well, you said 2008. Oh, wait. I did it 5. So I did it 1 time before it closed. So.
Okay, we've got 4 more, guys. We can get through this. And I'm not saying I'm not enjoying this. I'm saying we're in a time crunch.
If Nate would stop talking so much.
I want to get guesses of when these rides closed. So you brought up Top Eliminator, Nate. The what do you call it? Drag race ride. Did you get to go on this one ever? Did any of us go on this one?
I don't believe
Nope.
so. I might have been
Another
too
one
young.
that costs money. I don't know if you were too young. I remember watching my dad do it, and I thought it was pretty cool. I also thought it took a long time. It would felt like it was the longest wait in the world watching it happen, but it was pretty cool. Drag race. You just would drive in a straight line and hit the gas. That was about it, right?
I think you had to shift. I
Did
could be
you?
wrong, but I think that was like the whole thing about it was you had to. I think there was a clutch.
Yeah, they had operators in a control tower that communicated to the drivers via one-way radio. They controlled the acceleration and shifting of the vehicles as they traveled down the 188-foot long track at speeds up to 75 or 80 miles per hour. That's pretty fast.
Back then it was. Now that's just a trip to Vegas.
Well, fast for a ride.
Yeah. Yep.
That one closed in 2011. Hydro Luge. You guys remember this one?
Yes, I do. I had to look it up. The name. I was like, I don't know what hydro luge
I
is.
just called it the water slides.
Yeah, it's just the
It was
water
a-
slides.
It was a weird ride. It was a good one, but a weird for it not to be in the water park. Like that it
Wait,
was its
Nate.
own standalone ride.
Oh, Nate, you know what it is?
Yes, that's the one I was gonna say. Are we gonna talk about it? Because you're right. You would get wet.
Way wet.
Like,
Soaked.
yeah. So why is it not in the? Yeah. The great part about it, though, is
It was
there's
a
never
tunnel of
line.
love.
There was no line.
Oh
Like,
yeah.
you could go on as many times as you wanted, as fast as you wanted, because nobody wanted to get wet on
I
that
feel like
side of the
whenever
park.
I went on it, it was a long line. So I didn't go on it
Really?
very often. Yeah.
I feel like I never had to wait.
But
And that's
it
part of the
looks
reason. That's part of the reason why we'd be tempted to go on. Is like, oh, look, there's no wait, and then every time you get on it, you're like, crap. Now I'm flipping wet.
like us doing Rattlesnake Rapids in the middle of
Yes.
October.
Yeah. So maybe they should put that over by Rattlesnake Rapids.
It probably would fit over there. I'm not maybe fit completely, but I guess what we traded for this is it's kind of where not kind of. I mean, the footprint of Primordial takes up this section. But this one actually I was surprised didn't close till 2017.
Did you get to choose which color you got?
I think so.
I feel like there was two lines. I have very strong memories of the black one just
Agreed.
being extremely hot.
Very dark too if you went in at night.
Dark and hot. It was, yeah. Imagine that, a black slide completely exposed to the sun. You'd get in there and it was a heat tunnel. But yeah, I think the ride was long enough to be considered a tunnel of love. I don't need that much time, really. So
Yeah, it was listed for sale in 2017 and then that following year completely dismantled and gone, sent to the boneyard.
and in 2018, Primordial opened.
Yes. All right. Last two. We have got Cliffhanger, which is officially gone.
Really?
Officially
Yep.
closed in 2024.
All gone.
2001 to
Do
2024.
have they taken it down? Or it's still there, isn't it?
Nope.
Gone.
It's gone now.
It's
I feel like
disappeared.
I was there. It's gone. I just
You
kidding.
were there?
I watched the video. But yeah, it's I guess it replaced Speedway Senior, actually. Well, part of it.
Part of it,
But
yeah.
I was talking to Matt earlier, and I probably went on this ride 2 times my whole life.
Mhm.
And it's not that I didn't dislike the ride. It was either closed or too cold or too long of a line. There was never, but I felt like most of the time I'd go to Lagoon and it would be closed. Did you guys experience the same thing?
Yeah, I felt like it was closed a lot. And when it was operating, they'd only have like one row that they were
Yeah,
using.
that's my other thing.
It just seemed like it was problematic from the beginning. But
Yeah,
that's
well,
why
I
I'm surprised
think-
it lasted so long.
I mean, I remember the marketing for that because
It was
It
huge.
opened up like in late 90s
It was 2001.
when it opened. Okay. I just feel like the marketing, like you said, was huge and it sounded like it was going to be the coolest ride ever. And I think it was kind of a,
Overpromised,
Lot.
under-delivered.
yeah, you're like, okay, you just spin around upside down. Then they hang you upside down. Sometimes it would spray with water. Sometimes it wouldn't spray with water. Sometimes you would get soaked and you didn't want to get soaked. So, and then like you said, it may or may not be operating that day, or operated for a short period of time during the day. It was weird. It was
I
a weird ride. I don't
I
think it was
liked the
worth it.
theming with it because they had kind of the rock, the mountain thing, and then they had the rocks in the water, the control tower. It was all kind of cool, but ultimately just I don't know. I'm sure there's people that are sad that it's gone, but I'm kind of like, meh. I probably wasn't gonna go on it again anytime soon anyway.
And that's another ride too, where you would go on it just because the line was so short if it was operating. And then
Yeah.
it's another ride that you're going to get wet. So middle of summer when it's 90 plus degrees, not a big deal. But like you said, if it was Frightmares and you're getting wet, kind of a big deal.
I feel like they turn off the water though.
Everyone, yeah, that's what I'm
I
saying.
don't.
Sometimes it would spray you, sometimes it wouldn't.
Did you
Yeah,
get pretty wet on this ride though?
you
Yeah,
could get soaked. It would
yeah,
blast you right in the face.
and then there the water would like accumulate on the bottom and like just and your feet were just soaked. I remember that.
Soak your shoes, fresh boy.
That's right. So you got this squish, squish as you're walking out of the.
There is a ride, the Tomb Raider ride, and now I can't remember which amusement park it was or what state it was. But the Tomb Raider ride was
San
this
Antonio. Oh,
ride.
no,
I don't think San Antonio.
never mind.
Really?
But it was this ride, but indoors, and there was a giant. You're spinning in front of a giant, like
Wall of fire.
yeah, or there was a god's face, some like godlike figure. It had a really cool queue, like a line to get in the ride, and then it was just cliffhanger, but it was inside, no water, and there's videos of it, but you can't see what's going on because it closed so early that there weren't good quality cameras. But anyway, yeah, that was a pretty cool ride, the Tomb Raider ride.
Well, Cliffhanger is now gone the way of the Tomb Raider ride and is no more. But they kind of have a similar ride now in Pioneer Village, a little
Yeah.
different, but it's probably a good enough replacement for what that ride was. But we kind of have breaking news. This is one more ride on the chopping that's been chopped that is not coming back.
Yeah,
You even know what this is that we're going to tell you, Nate?
I don't know.
hold
Turn
on
of
to
the
your butt.
Century is no more.
Which one?
Turn of the Century.
The
Really?
swings.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, the swings were back up. They put them back to, or is it just they couldn't fix it?
They couldn't fix it. They said it was just in May, so just barely last month they announced that it was confirmed the park on a Facebook comment that they tried to rebuild the internal structure but unfortunately was unsuccessful and it would not reopen. They did state they're looking for a similar ride to replace it with, but Turn of the Century as we know it is no more, which is pretty sad
Okay.
because this was okay, it's not that old. 1987. I mean, it's pretty old. Like, but I mean, it's a simple ride. It's not anything crazy, but it was fun. Like I had
It
a
really
lot of
was
fun on
fun.
it.
I don't know what it is about just
Flying over the
I love it.
water, over the lagoon. Like,
I feel like you really are flying. You can put your arms out and you're like, wee.
and you could see turtles and creatures in the lagoon from the
Mhm.
ride. I mean, it's still
The
we still have
turtles.
tidal wave right there, right? Which you're kind of over the water, but this one you'd go over the water basically, and that was
Yeah.
just fun. So, I hope they come up with a replacement for it because it's I don't know.
That's a bummer because I think when my daughter went for the first time this year, we went to pick her up. I'm like, oh, all the swings are gone. I'm like, dang it. Like maybe they're trying to fix it. And I swear a couple weeks ago when I was there with Matt, the swings were back on. So I thought, oh, cool. They're putting it back together. But sounds like unsuccessful.
And it's
Yeah.
this kind of area, with the exception of tidal wave, right? It's I don't know. Maybe it's time that they do something with the lagoon, and maybe the trains go away, the zoo's going away. Who
The
knows
whole area
what's?
can be revamped for something else.
Yeah, I mean, I again, I'd love to see something happen with the lagoon itself. It would be a real shame if they took the water out, right? Because then it's like, what's this even lagoon for anymore? But that area probably is going to be the next that needs some attention after the Pioneer Village stuff they're doing. In my opinion, who knows? But I hope they come up with a similar replacement because I love that ride.
Yeah, it's a classic ride. I'm curious. I want to do some research on this because it opened in 1987, but the bones of that ride, the actual ride itself, seems much older than that.
Because of the pictures and stuff up at the top.
I mean, just how it looks, the design of it, and everything.
In the notes, it says Lagoon's early beginnings go back to the lake. Never mind. Ignore that. In the notes, it says that it's kind of a nod to Lagoon's early years since they opened in 1886.
Yeah.
That was like the turn of the century, right? Even though that was a whole century ago.
I have to say, if you're on the fence about visiting this website, lagoonhistory.com, this has to be the tipping point. You need to go here, look at turn of the century, go to the bottom and look at the photos. There's a beautiful sunset picture with the lagoon and the water spraying, and it's all lit up. That picture just makes me happy.
You have a pretty good picture that's from the other side, from the up above, right?
Oh yeah, from Sky Coaster. Yeah, I
Yeah.
was on a date with a friend and took that picture.
Yeah.
Oh, Brandon, it was you. I was with you.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Back when you
Thank-
guys used to include me.
We were
Your
holding
lagoon
hands.
trips.
We were holding hands on the sky ride, and I thought, what a beautiful picture, and I took it.
So check out the website again. It's a chock full of all the former attractions, including the original Wild Mouse, the water
Mhm.
skeeters, things that were used in the actual lagoon back in the day. Lagoons just continues to be a treasure trove of history, and I'm happy to be doing this with you guys, talking about our beloved home theme park.
And if you
Man.
do go to the website, check out the whip. Brandon, look at the whip really quick. And that first picture is amazing.
That's amazing.
That is Fatty Arbuckle, of course, on the whip.
That's in Coney Island, buddy.
That's in Coney Island. That's not even Lagoon. Why would they put Fatty Arbuckle?
That looks like a fun ride, though. They kind of have something similar to it now but you're in cars.
Oh yeah, the Jeep one. But yeah,
Yeah,
this
the
is
Jeep
again
one.
another common Knoebels. I was gonna say, I bet this is at Knoebel, Kennywood, Kennywood and Knoebels. So like a classic old amusement park style ride. Yeah, but this episode was fun. There's so much to discover out there. And then you can walk around the park, be the coolest person in the park. You know those teenagers you're intimidated by, even though you're in your 30s or 40s, and you'd be like, "Hey kids, come here." And you just point at
Interrupt
something.
their date.
You'd be like, "You see that building? That used to be the fun
That
house."
used
And
to
they,
be Funhouse.
okay,
Like,
are we
sure
good to
thing,
go?
old man.
Okay, boomer.
Kids just don't appreciate things these days. That was
Yeah.
the 5-story tallest slide in the world. Have some respect.
Have some respect. Matt kind of already alluded to it earlier, but let us know what your favorite defunct ride is or was, or how would you say that? Your
Or
favorite.
they bring back.
What is the most realistic ride that Lagoon could bring back from this list?
There we
And
go.
let's not say turn of the century because I think they're going to have a replacement for it. But out of everything else, what's the most realistic ride to come back?
I like
Now I'm
it.
just daydreaming, thinking of all the things, all the possibilities. So much room for activities.
So many activities. So
Probably something small.
They got all those pavilions in the back, though. I know
There's
that's a
so
big
much
deal
room.
for regional dances and stuff like the dance competitions, clogging, and all of that. There's so much room back there. They could put another spook house.
There has been so many things replaced by pavilions. So many rides that were there but are now pavilions, which is great. I'm happy for the pavilions and the people that get to have things we'll talk about in a later episode in this journey. But there's too many pavilions. I think Lagoon needs to go away from the pavilion model, in my opinion. But then we lose some of the haunted house sections.
Yeah.
We could gain rides. So I don't know. I'm a little bit torn, but there's so much picnic space, which is uniquely Lagoon. You know, you can bring your own food and your own stuff in, which is great. And it goes back to the early days of Lagoon when it was a picnic place. There was a picnic train on this list. The train just designated to take people to picnics. There was an island where people could go picnic. Like picnics is the OG Lagoon. And so I get going away from that, but sometimes you can just dream about the rides we could still have or get back. But I don't know. I don't know what they could bring back. I want to see the showboat. I think it'd be cool. I want to see something on the Lagoon.
Maybe on the showboat, they do a little fireworks show at the end of the night with it and, have a mermaid strapped to the top and they got to bag that fish so she doesn't get hit by fire.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
You guys know what I'm talking about?
Mm-hmm.
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 You for real, Brandon? You don't know what I'm talking about?
I don't.
You can choose to leave this in or take it out. But on Phantasmic, there's Ariel on the back and she's in her fin. And so when they're done, they all have to go inside for a fire hazard because they're about to shoot off stuff. But she can't move. So they put a fire bag over her and then just leave her. Bag the fish. That's what it's. When somebody says bag the fish at Disney, that's what they're talking about.
Nice. Well, I'm going to say it again. Tell us what your favorite defunct ride is. Let us know in the comments. And as always, thanks for listening to This Is a Place podcast.
I love Lagoon.
I can't follow up after that.